Hello everyone, welcome back to the behind the scenes informative vlogs going on here at Tailosive. So yeah, about that title and thumbnail. We have been working with a developer who is a fan who's been watching Tailosive for a very long time, and I just need to reiterate, we are experimenting. We are in the development phases of talking about releasing an official Tailosive app. Now, ideally, let me just tell you what the app would do, and then gotta talk about some of the not so fun stuff about the app that is complicated but needs to be addressed. So what we want the app to be is a place that all of the Tailosive network can be viewed, all of the channels, the podcasts, the Twitch streams. We want everything to be viewable from the inside of this app, and it would be a very clean user interface that would adopt nicely to iOS 12, and it would complement it very well. We want to essentially create a better viewing experience than what you have right now with YouTube and on Twitch. The primary apps you watch our content from, we want to make something that can still be hosting YouTube videos so that everyone who's watching on YouTube and still watching on Twitch, you still have those options. You're not required to use our app, but in our opinion, make something that is more user-friendly, that's a bit more intuitive, fits in with the kind of native iOS apps that you see already. Like, we want our app to kind of flow and look like how the App Store does now on iOS 12. So our developer is making that happen. We're in kind of the construction part of it right now. So essentially, we're designing the user interface, we're testing it, we're making sure that it does everything we want, which is not simple. It's not easy to get all of the description links to work within the app, as well as have all of the comments that load on YouTube videos to load beneath the videos as well, and also all of the replies to those comments, and making sure that it's optimized not just on iPhone, but also on iPad. And we've even talked about making a version for tvOS, so that if you want to watch all of the Tailosive network and you're kind of a mega fan, you can have access to this app on your Apple TV as well. Eventually, even if things all go well, we could end up bringing it to Android so that people who don't even use iPhones use our app and appreciate it and can watch the Tailosive network from there. Now, that's the idea. Make something that's a better viewing experience, that's more intuitive, that fits in with the rest of your operating system, you know, dark mode, black mode, light mode, because we know everyone likes those modes. We're implementing all kinds of those types of features into the app right now, and of course, this is going to take time. Our developer is just one guy. He's self-trained. He's been doing this for a few years now, and it seems like other fans in the community have also stepped up and offered to help our friend develop this app as well, working out all the bugs and simple things like swipe up to refresh the feed. Simple things like that take a lot of work and a lot of coding, and we want it to make sure that it alerts you when we go live on Twitch, and you can watch the Twitch streams from inside the app. Just a central hub, essentially, for the Tailosive network. And I've talked about this briefly on some live streams, and a lot of you seem to be somewhat interested in it, but here's the catch. Here's the difficult part, is monetization. So obviously, I've talked about on this channel recently how I think that it's a little bit complicated having subscriptions and paying methods across so many different platforms, between YouTube and between Twitch and then Patreon, and that's why we're kind of scaling back Patreon in 2019 with our updated intros and outros. We're not going to be housing the Patreon members at the end of the video anymore. They're just being moved to the description, and we just think we could be a bit more minimal with our asking for money. So obviously, putting an app on the App Store is not a free procedure, and also if everyone enjoyed the app and we designed it perfectly so everyone stopped watching our content on YouTube and Twitch and started watching from the app, then how could we make money? How could I make a living at this? Because I know as awesome it would be to just have everything for free, keeping the lights on, having an office, buying tech to review, buying products to review, running gameplay, paying for the Wi-Fi. All of these things cost money. Businesses, particularly Tailosive, have to spend a lot of money throughout the year, so sadly, this can't be something I just do out of the boredom of my life. This has to be a job. This has to be monetizable. So we do have a couple of ideas, but the particular reason I wanted to make a vlog about this is because I want to hear what you guys would think of the different monetization practices. So as of now, here is idea number one. This is our default go-to, what we think is most likely to happen. We want the app to be free. We want it to be downloadable. We don't want to put a paywall behind it for everyone. We think that there should be free access to the people who just want to download the app, use our nice user interface, use our optimized way of watching our content, but the catch would be there would be ads in the app. So similar to YouTube, how there are ads by default, we would have to put in a couple of ads, like a lot of apps do, that would hopefully be integrated and not very flashy, not very pop-up, not very annoying, that would go within the tiles of the different videos that we're asking you guys to watch. So between the content you scroll through throughout the day, you might see a little commercial, a little banner that's just advertising some business in there. But let me be clear, when you watch the YouTube videos or when you watch the Twitch streams specifically, there would not be a YouTube ad. This would play within iOS's built-in media player, which means that technically, if you wanted to watch some of our YouTube videos with our app, you could have picture-in-picture support on the iPad, which right now, if you watch all our content from the YouTube app, you can't do that. So that would be another advantage to switching to our app. It would be a better way of watching our content. And of course, there would be a couple different sections of the app that are ads that we're just making money off of, except this time it's not from Google AdSense, it's basically from Apple's AdSense. But then of course, having an option to get rid of the ads for a price. Now, this is the part that's not set in stone. We're not absolutely sure if any of this is happening. And I want you guys for sure to know that if the app ends up being not very possible or not very feasible, or if the completed product, in my opinion, is just not as good as I think just using separate apps would be, then we won't publish it. That's completely possible at this point. It may not happen at all, but I just know on Tailosive Talks, you guys like to know what's going on behind the scenes at Tailosive, and this is currently what's going on. We're talking a lot about how do we make the app a better experience for people, but we also don't lose all our fans, because if you all stopped watching our videos on YouTube, how would we make money? So essentially, there would have to be a way to make money from this app, whether that be a monthly subscription. And by the way, if it was a monthly subscription, it would not be very much. This would be likely $3 a month, basically $2.99 that you would sign up for. And that just means that every month you pay $3 to not have any ads on the app, and it's just all of your Tailosive content, podcasts, live streams, YouTube videos, all in chronological order, so you don't have to worry about YouTube screwing up your subscriptions feeds. You don't have to worry about Twitch being late to notify you that we're live. Again, this is all happening ideally, yet we don't have a complete working version of the app, still in development, but that's the idea. If people just wanted to pay a simple $3 a month, and depending on how expensive this process becomes, it could end up being more than that. It could be more like $4 a month or $5 a month. It really depends on how complicated this process becomes, because putting an app on the App Store is not free. It costs $100 a year, so we'd be losing money, let alone we'd be losing people from YouTube and Twitch so that they would all watch our content from the app, and then we wouldn't make any money from that. So there's definitely a lot of wiggle room right now. There's a lot of different ways we can take this app and this monthly subscription idea. So don't feel like this is an announcement or that this is set in stone or anything. I just wanted to make the vlog so that you guys could comment down below what you have ideas for, what things you would like to see the app do. And while we can't implement a ton of things, we can't make this like the dream app that does everything people suggest, I'd love to hear your guys' ideas on the monthly service, because I personally am very torn on it. I know it's ridiculous that we have people on YouTube memberships and we've got people on tier 1 subs on Twitch, and to suggest a second monthly subscription is kind of crazy, but my ideal vision with the monthly subscription opposed to YouTube Premium versus YouTube members and all of that stuff is that instead of paying for it separately on Twitch and YouTube, you can just get it. You can just get it on the app. You can make it a one-time subscription and then get ad-free content across all of our channels and all of our streams, and hopefully that saves people money and it simplifies the process a little bit. Maybe down the line we'll eventually start making exclusive content for our Tailosive Premium or Tailosive Plus members, whatever we're going to call it. But I understand that I definitely don't make a ton of content compared to other websites or other apps out there that expect monthly subscriptions. You know, I don't publish nearly as much content as someone like Rooster Teeth or someone like Netflix. You know, those companies, they ask for a monthly subscription, but they have a ton of content to provide for you. And I know that I upload like a tech video every day, a podcast every week, a talks video 3 to 4 times a week. We do gaming streams. You know, we make a lot of content, but I understand that there are plenty of you out there that don't really want to make a way to pay for any of this. You don't really want to pay extra just to get rid of ads on all of our content. You're not like that loyal of a fan. That's completely understandable, which is why I want to make clear we're still going to be posting all of our content to YouTube and Twitch, and all of it will still be free if you don't want to download the app or if you have no interest in the monthly subscription at all. I completely understand that, and I am absolutely taking into consideration the fact that we have a primary amount of fan base that does not want to pay for content, does not want to download a separate app. It's an interesting viewpoint we're coming from, and there's just so much I'm unsure of. There's so much I'm not exactly sure how it's going to unfold, if this app is ever even going to happen. But a lot of people have asked about it for the past couple of years about, will Tailosive ever make an app? And now that it's actually happening and we're testing it and we're developing it, I would love to hear you guys, the audience opinion of it. Is this crazy? Is this a terrible idea? idea to make it cost money? Is it okay for it to be free? Should there not be ads at all? How should this be handled? There's essentially a lot of things that have to be decided. And of course, there's a lot of discussions going on with me and Nick and Sweeney and the developer, where we're all trying to figure out how the app is exactly going to work. But right now, specifically, we're just focusing on the user interface and the design of everything and making sure that there's as little bugs as possible. That's the priority right now, but the monetization discussion, that is much more tricky. That's more difficult, which is why I would love your guys' support on it and your advice in the comments below. Thank you guys for your time, and I hope you all have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.